kind of a challenge, you know, because there's practices every day after school and games you have to leave early and miss classes for. And it's always been a hard balance, especially like Mac, the football coach, is a teacher. And so, I mean, there's a lot of things that he has to focus on too. And we also wanted to incorporate the benefits of participating in sports and how it actually helps you in your academics.
Alright, well, our aims are, we just want to touch base on like how important staying active is, especially when you're younger. So we wanted to educate like the underclassmen and incoming freshmen, and we wanted to encourage people to participate in sports, not only to stay active, but to keep sports going at Mount Pleasant. And
okay, so I think a lot of people might think that participating in sports distracts you from school and might cause you to get lower grades, but we found a lot of statistics that kind of prove that wrong. There were 139,349 students enrolled in high school, and 62,297 of them were athletes, which is 44.7%. And they all reported having a higher GPA, and 9,347 athletes on the ACT questionnaire were surveyed, and 80% of them said that they have a 3.0 GPA or higher. And about 50% of the athletes that reported having higher GPAs, and 40% of non-athletes reported having lower level of performance.
Here's some other educational benefits. Athletics teaches you skills that aren't exactly like things that you think of when playing sports, but you learn that they really help you in your careers, like leadership, teamwork, responsibility, organization, trust, dedication, and perseverance. A lot of these skills have an effect on your physical health. Athletes at a young age improve your appetite, increase your metabolism, allowing you to burn more calories and stay in better shape. And this is not just while you're playing sports, it's just throughout your whole life. And being involved in sports at a young age, in school, connectedness, social support, and bonding with peers, which is really good for their mental health also. And when it comes to like going to college, leaving your parents, and meeting new people. With American being a country with a high rate of obesity and sort of physical activity for adults, and it gives you a healthy lifestyle along with physical and mental health benefits.
These are just a few like quotes from a doctor from the National Association for Sport and Physical Education, and they're basically just saying how physical activity is not only good for the body, but it's just as good for the brain, if not better. And boys and girls who recently participated in some sort of activity, whether in a team or not, show higher satisfaction with their life, so it makes them have a better like social life and everything like that.
Okay. Also, participating in sports a lot of kids nowadays, like drugs are a big problem. Like we have the synthetic marijuana. We had a big problem with that. And staying in sports, it kind of leads you away from those. Like when you're practicing, you don't really have time to like hang out with people who I don't want to like segregate against certain people, but I don't have that stuff around. When you're practicing with other people, you can't do that stuff.
When you're in sport, your time is devoted to something important that you're passionate about. You don't feel the urge, or want, or need to integrate drugs or alcohol or stuff like that.
And when you're in sports, you can't. If you get caught doing something like that, like you're automatically pretty much done with whatever sport you want.
Especially in college, because they randomly drug test. In the NCAA, they randomly drug test you, and if you get caught, you're not playing anymore.
And like that's a big
participating in sports in high school really helps you like set a tone for the rest of your life, helps you stay active and healthy throughout your life instead of just like sitting on the couch all the time.
So when you graduate high school, like you're an adult, you're not gonna like want to go out and like work out and stuff like that. But if you were to play sports in high school, then it kind of gives you an extra boost because you still want to do the things that you love doing while you're in high school. And that's all.
Cole Molenberg is another student here. Everyone knows Cole. He's played football, basketball, hockey, track, and baseball here at high school. And he's going to Central Michigan University to play football as a wide receiver. And he says that athletics have taught him leadership skills. He's scared to work in the classroom. Throughout high school, he's trying his best to complete his schoolwork in order to be able to participate.
Me, we went to Grand Rapids Community College and played baseball. Sports taught me that you have to stay dedicated and persevere. A lot of the stuff, coaches have been the biggest part of my athletics because from freshman year